do, what it do. I go by Self-Made Hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you. Make sure you subscribe, man.
Nigga, shit. Shit. Fuck. Out. Fuck. Nigga. Bitch. Yeah. Niggas. Niggas. Shit. Shit. Fuck. Out. Make a nigga move on.
Get one more in, man. Y'all gonna get a trip out this story. Y'all gonna. But we back down in California again. Let me get one more in. Get this little smoke in me. It's crazy work, dog. I can't. I can't say they stupid because they getting in. They dumb.
Pull out with a ticket on me. Pocket stuffed with so much chicken. Only time I'm happy, nigga, when a low hit. Phone jumping out the hood. I can't stop that bitch from ringing. I flood the hood, fuck up the market. Nigga know who got it cheaper. Booker busting out the pendant. Baby, ice cubes on my wrist. Get a little straight off the love. I ain't gotta pay a cent. Agent flow look like that Lee. Mario 200 bags. Mixing pounds with the trick. Like I'm up in chemical class. Motor in the backline in the two-door. Counting up these bands. I was in rich out the trap before I got my damn advance. Po ass nigga pocket watching. Bought a roller, coulda bought a Benz. Morning sliver for a month straight. Different colors I can't pick. What you paid up on your re-up? I done spent it on my bitch. Model big guy hella ass. I tell her no, she throw a fit. Cuban on me, did the big one. Feel like tank the way it hit. Since a youngin' I been pipe. Always knew I was gon' be rich. Po out with a ticket on me. Pocket stuffed with so much chicken. Only time I'm happy, nigga, when a low hit. Phone jumping out the hood. I can't stop that bitch from ringing. I flood the hood, fuck up the market. Nigga know who got it cheaper. Booker busting out the pendant. Baby, ice cubes on my wrist. Get a little straight off the love. Ain't
Yo, man. Y'all gonna wig out off this one right here, man. Hey, man, y'all gonna wig out off this one, what I got. Let me get this shit set up. Y'all gonna wig out. Y'all gonna wig out off this motherfucker right here, boy. Oh. Hey. Y'all know I'ma come with it, man. Hey. Y'all know I'ma come with it, man. Listen, man. This shit right here so sick right here. It's so sick right here. We put that bad motherfucker out. That's the bad motherfucker, man. This shit right here so sick right here, boy. You can't make this shit up, baby. I'm telling you can't make this up. Watch this, fool. Get y'all right real fast, man. You only got one person watching us, so I wonder what's going on the net. But they'll get in here. And I ain't worried about it. This is a reaction anyway. A lot of Cali folks, they gonna be like, self-made always going in on Cali, man. Nah. Man, this shit just be coming up, man. Alright. Shout out to real life. I say, Rap Street News and Politics is the hardest YouTube page coming from that area.
After pulling off 5 armored trucks.
Hey, they is the hardest YouTube page in that area, man. I don't give a fuck what a nigga say. They the hardest YouTube channel in that area, man. Hey, that nigga be coming with it. So what we about to watch is some blood again. Again, we watching Bloods and Crips, nigga, get down together for that change. We're gonna watch Bloods and Crips get down together for that change. Now, y'all remember when I was running the about the gang robberies of the watches and shit, of the Rolexes and shit. So he got a little playlist where he coming out with the robberies now. My nigga, he this time he say on this season too. He said on this time they gonna just do with people that got away with money and shit. No jewelry, no goods or nothing like that, just money. Watch this shit right here, dog. You can't make this shit up, man. You cannot make this shit up, dog. Shout out, make sure y'all go subscribe to Rap Street Street News and Politics, man. You can't make this shit up, boy. Hold on. You can't make this up, boy. Well, you can't. Ain't no way in hell you can make this up. This is right. Maybe I don't even need to do it like that. Maybe I just need to do it like this. Yeah, we'll do it like this. I'm gonna let y'all get a whip of this shit. Y'all gonna trip out, boy. Y'all gonna trip out off this shit right here, man.
Truck robberies in a span of 11 months and getting away with over $500,000 in cash. A robbery crew comprised of rival hoods starts to get greedy and are unaware of the mistakes that they made along the way. As the feds start to close in, the back door is seemingly open. Some members start popping up with bullets in their head while others go on the run. And some rather have a shootout with the police before going back to prison.
There's some people that are robbing armored cars,
Of course.
that are coming out guns a-blazing.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I know. Yeah.
I don't think that's you. I don't think that's you.
She say, I don't think that's you. She say, I don't think that's you.
Rap News Street Politics,
Ooh-wee.
and we back with season 2 of How to Rob with the best hood
Watch
channel
this
on YouTube.
shit right here, nigga.
Everything that we speaking on in this video is for educational purposes only. We don't condone any acts of violence or robbery. Viewer discretion is advised. We going through the most prolific robbery teams and flock crews coming out the city of LA. But in season 2, we leaving behind the jewelry. No play extenders. We bringing no merchandise back after the move, trying to sell it for pennies on a dollar.
Yes, sir.
We hitting straight cash. But you know how we do. We also got to critique how these dudes is getting down and how they ended up in front of the feds. We got a team coming out the west side of LA between some enemies turned friendlies. The Black Peachstones and the West Boulevard Crips, who like to lay the armored truck guards down while they're servicing the ATM. We got somebody's 61-year-old grandfather on the move. After doing 27 years in the feds for a previous bank robbery, he had enough time to realize he was a one-man crew. And he...
Oh, we talking about Crips and Bloods together, getting together to get that payola.
Jumps back outside, also laying the armored truck guard down. We also got some Samoan Pyrus coming out of Carson. The ones that rather take a life before giving it up. when the feds start to close in. But we got to start it on the west side with two brothers who were at the top of the food chain of a robbery crew called the Chesapeake Bandits. We got 37-year-old Denavis Hobson, also known as Nobby, or Lil Trey, from Black Keystone Bloods, the Jungles. Now, Nobby brings some impressive credentials to his team, being on the bank robbery team all the way back when he was 15 years old. He's sat down for 17 years, released at 32, and he's back out looking to perfect his craft. Next up, we got his little brother, 35-year-old James Davis Jr., also known as Puda, or Rose, from West Boulevard Crip.
Y'all watch
Puda
this.
and his father are the...
Hey, that nigga brother is a Crip, dog. Ain't that crazy? He a blood. His brother is a Crip, man. That shit is crazy, right? He a brother. I mean, they brothers, but he a Crip and his brother a blood.
Reason what are called the Chesapeake Bandits. Puda
Salute,
stayed on
William.
Chesapeake Avenue between 30th and 29th.
Salute, I hope you having a good Saturday, man. Watch this shit, man. We gonna let it. If it ain't a lot of people, I don't be tripping because this ain't the time I be normally going live. But stay and watch this story, dog. It's about some robbery bandits, some gangbangers that was robbing ATM, the people who fill up the ATMs. Watch this shit.
In the middle of the West Boulevard. And this is where the crew set up shop and dispatch from on every move. Puda also brings some felony accolades, previously being arrested for ATM theft, receiving stolen property, and possession of burglary tools. Next up, we got another young homie coming out the West Boulevards, 30-year-old JD Young, also fresh out of a 12-year prison sentence. JD, who's also part of another clique inside of West Boulevard called ABM. He goes by ABM Jesus, and he's looking to play ball fresh out of state prison. Now, right next to JD, we got his right-hand man, 39-year-old Zeph Rocco from East Coast Crip.
Shit crazy.
Now, Zeph also brings some impressive credentials to the team, being convicted of second-degree robbery and carjacking back in 2005. He did a 15-year sentence, and he's back outside looking to run his bag up. Last but not least, we got 33-year-old Deizzy Jones. Now, Deizzy's gang affiliation is unknown. He stayed in the nutty blocks, but he's a barber and made...
Hey, watch this shit, dog. Watch this shit right here, dog. Watch this shit. I can't say that they wasn't getting no money, though. But what was they doing with it, though?
And found himself a part of this robbery crew. Now, with everybody part of the crew being convicted felons and ex-convicts, and with some of the members meeting behind the walls in prison, it didn't take long for the Chesapeake Bandits to put together a plan of action. And with the Central District of California being one of the most targeted places for bank robberies, with over 4,000 in the Central District alone.
Bro, they had over 4,000 bank robberies in the whole California in 20 years, bro. That's ridiculous, bro. Now, when I get up out this bitch, I'm definitely going to search the stats of different states. 4,000 bank robberies in 20 years, nigga? That mean they done robbed some of the same banks that got robbed probably hundreds of times. That's crazy, right?
In the last 20 years, this seemed like a safe place to start. But there's common misconceptions that go along with stealing from the armored money truck. Now, one argument that a lot of crews make is that when they hit the truck, the money belongs to the truck company. Whether it be Loomis, Sectran, or Brinks, some people have the misconception that this money is not property of a financial institution.
Shit.
But things get muddy when you decide to hit this armored truck while they're maintaining an ATM at a federally regulated institution. And this is where we find ourselves at 8:48 in the morning on January 24, 2022 at the Westcom Financial Credit Union on Crenshaw and 120th in the city of Hawthorne. In the drive-through ATM, we have an armored truck driver, an employee of Sectran Security. He's outside of his armored truck, and he's collecting cash from Westcom's drive-through ATM. As he's handling his business, there's a white Chevy Tahoe that's been sitting in the parking lot of Westcom for over an hour. Sitting inside...
Nigga been sitting... So, man, just sitting in the line like that?
That white Tahoe in the passenger seat is Nobby from BPS. The owner of the white Tahoe and the driver is his half-brother, Puda from West Boulevard. They've circled Westcom and they've waited for the Sectran security truck to make its rounds as it does every Monday at the same time. They've driven behind the truck and they can be seen taking pictures from the white Tahoe of the Sectran employee as he's servicing the ATM.
They saying they seeing so they scoping the place. They not about to get it. They scoping it, but they an hour, nigga. Y'all was there too long. I don't even do no robberies and shit, but y'all was there too long.
While Nabi and Puda are casing this bank in hopes to strike at this location, they're unaware of a Westcom employee who's the physical security analyst that just so happened to be at this specific branch on this day, has been watching them circle the parking lot for over an hour. This employee notices the pattern of the casing and calls the police. Unaware of this phone call, Nabi and Puda pull out the parking lot going west on 120th and then again northbound on Crenshaw where they're pulled over. Now at the time, they haven't committed a crime. Police are not overly curious as to what they've been.
So these dumb motherfuckers then got stopped. They not only got scoped out by the bank people, they called the laws and them niggas drove off after scoping it and they got stopped by the laws.
And planning, but they do ask for identification. Both Nabi and Puda present driver's licenses with the Chesapeake Avenue address in the West Boulevard Crips.
There you go. Salute, good fella. I knew you were coming. Come for this one right here. Hey, we back in California, nigga. We back in LA, man. Hey, man, this one right here was very lucrative. It's just they was dumb and sloppy. That's because it's greed, man. When you a robber, you gotta live lick to lick. It's not like a hustler that grinds a drug. They re-up after they sell out. You know what I'm saying? You live in lick to lick, and a hustler, his power multiplies. So these niggas run through this money so quick because it's easy. You know what I'm saying?
Handle their business. Now, casing a location and a potential target is a mandatory step, especially when it comes to these crews that's taking their craft seriously. But this specific mission that Nabi and Puda went on was somewhat of a failure. Under no circumstances should they have came into contact with the police on this case. The security analyst for Westcom stated that they were in the parking lot for over an hour. That's the first red flag. No regular customer at the bank is going to be circling the parking lot for an hour, taking pictures at the bank while somebody is servicing the ATM. That was an easy irregularity to spot. Now, this specific parking lot has other businesses around it. There's a Starbucks here, other restaurants, but it's still not the biggest location. Sitting on top of the bank for an hour is a no-go. For educational purposes only, there's other vantage points that Nabi and Puda should have used to evade detection. They honestly should have spent no more than 10 to 15 minutes in the park.
And they should have never looked. And one of the other stories I watched where they was robbing the Rolexes, they did the same thing though. They went inside the store and tried on watches. That's where they fucked up at. But in one of the other stories, I had seen them niggas was dressed like different people. You know, you supposed to go in that hoe, go around that hoe looking like somebody who ain't gonna do some shit like this. But man, y'all gotta watch this, boy. This is a hell of a story.
Sectran Security visits this location every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If they felt like they needed an hour.
Boy, this is a hell of a story, dog.
You don't want to link the business.
A hell of a story, dog.
But how do we?
They should have broke that hour up into multiple days.
Multiple days.
But as we continue to follow the Chesapeake Bandits, this move right here could be costly in the end. But after the traffic stop, Puda and Nabi returned back to Chesapeake Avenue in the West Boulevards. They felt like this case was successful, and they began planning the actual move. And this is where we find ourselves exactly 2 weeks later, Valentine's Day, Monday, February 14th, 2022.
Niggas said they had to get baby something.
Truck driver is back at this location at the same time, shortly before 9 a.m. in the morning. He's back outside of his truck, servicing the machine, when he notices a white car pull up behind him. This white car is a Honda with 4 occupants that came to a stop on the other side of the ATM where the armored truck vehicle was parked in the manner that the guard said looked suspicious. As he turns back to the ATM, 3 men jump out of the Honda and put an AR-15 to the back of the guard's head. They told him not to try anything or they gonna blow his head off. They meticulously waited for him to disarm the machine, and they watched him open it up, pull the money out, and put the money into his armored truck bag, securing the deposits. Now, along with the AR-15 style rifle, they also had handguns, and they stripped the guard of his pistol as well. Along with the pistol, they also secured approximately $100,000.
They got 100 bands,
along
nigga.
with a bag of check deposits.
Nigga, that shit probably took like 30 seconds, nigga. Them niggas got 100 bands, nigga. 100 bands in 30 seconds, nigga.
In the midst of this robbery, an accident is made. One of the pistols accidentally goes off with one of the robbers verbally saying out loud, "Oh shit," for the armored guard to hear. But after it was all said and done, the three suspects jumped back into the white Honda and flee eastbound on 120th and then making a left northbound on Van Ness Avenue. Now with this first robbery, the suspects drive back to West Adams and the police head to Westcon. When the police cut the surveillance video on, they saw how the guard was on his knees. They saw the white Honda, and they see how all of the suspects are completely covered up. But when they get the footage from the small camera that's located on the ATM, they find their first lead. While the individual with the AR-15 is holding the guard down and they stripping him, his shirt lifts up from the back and the tattoo is exposed. It's a distinct star tattoo on his lower back, and the ATM footage.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Bro, a fucking star on his fucking back?
Shows him bending down to grab the money, and detectives get a clear look at this lower back tattoo. Along with that, they begin to canvass the area, and they locate a ring camera off 119th and Haas Avenue in the 11-5 neighborhoods. And at 8:34 in the morning, on this ring camera, 10 minutes before the robbery, they find a white sedan matching the description of the Honda
niggas was dropping money,
Westcom Bank.
Boy.
But they also find the lead car, a white Chevy Tahoe. But with nobody being identified at the Westcom, the white sedan being a stolen vehicle, and them not being able to identify plates on the Tahoe right before the robbery, the police sit on their hands while the Chesapeake Bandits are in the West Boulevards dividing up the money. But it didn't take long for that money to pop up in some flexing on YouTube. And on March 8th, 2022, JD, again, who also goes by
nigga dumb, man,
makes his rap debut with All Blue Hunts. But it's more than what meets the eye to this music video. Not only is it just weeks after the first robbery at Westcon, we get introduced to some other players in the game. Zeph Rocco from East Coast and the barber, D. Isaac Jones, is also in the music video. Along with them, some crispy $100 bills and a distinct money bag that would later come.
Goddamn money bag, man. The fuck y'all doing with the money bag in the video, dog, cuz?
The question, in possession of JD.
Sitting in the cool counting all blue honey, all blue honey, all blue honey. Sitting in the cool counting all blue honey, all blue honey, all blue honey. Sitting in the cool counting all blue honey, all blue honey, all blue honey. Sitting in the cool counting all blue honey, all blue honey, all blue honey.
Now, while JD is trying to jumpstart his rap career, Nabi has been doing maintenance on the tools used in these robberies. Immediately after the move at Westcom, he's in communication with an individual in the paperwork known as Lil Calvin Relly. Unbeknownst to the feds, Lil Calvin is the individual that Nabi has been in communication with for months in regards to the firearms. He's had multiple conversations about buying AR-15s and pistols from Lil Calvin. But on the night of the Westcom robbery, Nabi has deemed the pistol that was shot by accident as being bad. He offered the pistol to Lil Calvin. Calvin asked how much he wanted for it. He said $800, and he asked, is it all the way bad? Nabi replies that it's not all the way bad. It was just shot during the get down. No bodies on it, but Nabi don't want it. Lil Calvin immediately starts to look for a buyer, but gotta switch things up because he thought it had a body on it. But while the police are still struggling to identify everybody at the Westcom robbery, the Chesapeake Bandits set their sights a half a mile away from Westcom at the Bank of America on 116th and Crenshaw Boulevard. Now, the armored truck of choice at this location was Loomis. This bank was serviced every Thursday, and it was the first stop in Loomis's route due to this location being set as high risk. Again, this is Crenshaw and 116th, right outside the Imperial Village, blocks away from the Inglewood families and the Avenue Pyrus. But the other concern from Loomis is the layout. It's right off Crenshaw Boulevard. There's a wraparound parking lot directly next to the branch, and where the Loomis truck has to go to service the ATM is extremely accessible to the neighborhood directly behind the branch in the Imperial Village crypts. It's a lot of blind spots in this area, and Loomis took note of that. But the Chesapeake Bandits still doing somewhat of an okay job. They made it all the way to Thursday, June 9th, 2022. 4 months after the Westcom robbery, they arrived to the Bank of America shortly before 8 in the morning. This is when the Loomis truck driver named Samuel is inside of the driveway, servicing the ATM, doing the same thing that the individual at Westcom was doing, disengaging the ATM and taking the deposits out of the machine. A silver Chevy Equinox pulls up directly behind the Loomis vehicle, and in the same fashion as Westcom, 3 suspects jump out. Now, Nobby, just like at the Westcom robbery, takes the lead. He comes from the passenger side of the armored vehicle, points the assault rifle directly at Samuel, and tells him not to move. He then tells him to put his hands on his head, and he takes his pistol out of his holster. Nobby then takes the keys off of Samuel's keychain and unlocks the armored car for the other suspects to pop inside of it. And as the other suspects start to go through the truck, they realize the money seemed a little short. Nobby pushes Samuel to the floor and starts asking him where the rest of the money at before his teeth get knocked out. Samuel said there was no more money, and Nobby kicks him. And as the group runs back to the Chevy Equinox, they make off with $92,840 in cash. But just like the first robbery, cookie crumbs were left behind. Around 10 minutes after the robbery at Bank of America, police receive a 911 call at Century Park Elementary School on 109th and Spinning Avenue, just a few blocks northeast of the Bank of America. At 8 o'clock in the morning, a witness stated that they observed 3 males covered in black ski masks, black clothing, armed with a handgun and an assault rifle, exchanging a backpack. The witness also stated that the male...
Hey, this shit crazy, bro. Hey, motherfuckers
Eve Online is a vast unit.
Males were in a white truck and another white 4-door vehicle.
Remember I told y'all about them ring cameras?
They did at Westcom, surveillance the neighborhood, and they come up on ring camera footage. When they pop it on, they see yet again a white Chevy Tahoe, accompanied by the Chevy Equinox used at the crime scene. Now, with this information, they head back over to the Bank of America and start reviewing that footage. They see the whole get down that morning. They also see how the bandits zip-tied Samuel while they ransacked the truck. But they took it a step further. They rewinded the clock back to the night before the robbery. And this is when they get the best angle, showing the plates of the white Chevy Tahoe that was occupied by Nobby and Puda when they were casing the Westcom Bank. Now, this would be the Fed's first introduction to Chesapeake Avenue in the West Boulevards in regards to these robberies. And this is when they start getting acquainted with the Chesapeake Bandits. Now, with the Chevy Tahoe being registered to Puda, he immediately starts off as their prime suspect. Now, as they lay eyes on him on Chesapeake Avenue, they realize that his build resembles that of suspect number 1, observed at the bank robbery at Westcom on February 14, 2022. And this is when everything adds up for the federal agents in regards to them casing the bank 2 weeks prior. And their first plan of action, with the Chevy Tahoe now coming up 3 times, they put a GPS tracker on Puda's truck. But with Puda's West Boulevard...
Now, that's what I was thinking. Now, how the fuck can they put a GPS tracker on your truck, dog? Ain't that shit illegal or something? Like, y'all just got a feeling it's them, so y'all just go put a tracker on this truck? Or maybe he was making payments on it or something, and that's how they put it on the truck through the dealership or something. Or you know how it be having them motherfucking... Man, I'm telling you, now that shit seem illegal as hell.
Ties and him not being alone when he was pulled over leaving Westcom on the casing. It didn't take long for them to start looking at Nobby. And by June 30th, 2022, 3 weeks after the Bank of America robbery, The GPS tracking devices installed on
I
the
had the
Tahoe,
same
and
shoes.
they begin to match Nabi's bill to suspect 2 at the Westcom robbery and suspect number 2 at the Bank of America robbery. As they begin to track his movements between June and July of 2022, they notice he's been driving a white Chevy Impala registered to his girlfriend who he was living with. They then apply to put a GPS tracker on Nabi's girlfriend's vehicle.
They did
But
it
as they
twice.
study the Westcom footage a little bit more, now that they're introduced to their main 2 suspects, they begin looking at suspect 3, who jumped out of the white Honda at Westcom. Now, Nabi and Puda have an older brother.
Registered in your gal name, robbing banks is even worse, though. What you think she gonna tell them folks when they put her in there? Nigga, they don't even gotta put her in there because they know it was you on them flock cameras.
By the name of Dennis Hobson, who's also from West Boulevard. In an internal federal email regarding the search warrants and the initial stages of this investigation, they state that Nabi's sibling, Dennis Hobson, closely resembles suspect 2, observed in the bank's video surveillance footage as being involved in the robbery. They noted that Dennis is seen in multiple social media posts having a close relationship with both Nabi and Puda. And the feds think this is a full family affair. But as the feds expected with the GPS tracking device, a day after they installed it on the Tahoe, Puda's in motion. At 6:36 p.m. July 1st, 2022, he's on Century Boulevard, what the feds say is casing Schools First Credit Union. Schools First is also going to be serviced by Sectrans Security, the same armored truck that services Westcom. A little over 2 weeks later, July 18, 2022, at 5:45 p.m., they follow Puda to a California.
These boys going in,
also
though.
alleging that he was casing that bank as well. Now, after following Puda for the last few weeks, notice that he's going to multiple banks and has been at multiple banks. The FBI begins to subpoena his financial record.
See if he got a bank account at least. Nigga, do you even have a bank account, nigga? Why you steady going around all these banks, nigga? Do you even have a bank account, cuz? Probably not.
They subpoenaed accounts for Baxter Credit Union and his Zelle. The BCU account showed that he used the Westcom ATM multiple times to withdraw money. And it also showed them that he had an account with Ally Bank.
Wow,
so when they took this information to Westcom, Westcom replied that he did not have an account with them. He was using his Cash App card to withdraw money from BCU out of the Westcom ATM.
He thought he had
It
one.
also showed that he didn't have a Schools First or California Credit Union account, thus raising more questions as to why he was at those banks when the feds were following him. Now, as we see, the feds have become hyper-focused on Nabi and Puda. The other individuals of the crew have seemingly kept themselves hidden for now. But while this investigation is starting to open up, August 4th, 2022, Thursday morning, the Hustlers Casino in Gardena is robbed. Another armored security truck, but this time things didn't go off as smooth. It had the same MO as the Chesapeake Bandits. The truck had just arrived at the casino, positioned to pick up the deposits. When the 2 guards got out of the truck, they were approached by at least 2 suspects, and gunfire was exchanged. One of the guards was hit, and the robbers got into the armored vehicle, making away with over $1 million. Now, at this time, there was...
Nigga, now they up in the States now. Now they did 100, they did 190, I think another 100, and now they did 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Dog, my question is, what are y'all doing with all that money, dog? Y'all was coming back 4 months later. It's just 4 of y'all. Bro, y'all splitting it 100 ball. Bro, y'all telling me that y'all can't make that. I know that's because California's so goddamn expensive. Bro, y'all was running through hundreds, 3, 4 months y'all doing it again, bro. I'd have been quit, bro. Damn, bro, I got enough to start a business. Once I get enough money to open up a legal business, Mr. Goodfella, bro, we ain't doing that no more, bro.
No indication.
They were blowing that money, dog, like it was nothing.
But if they were, this was the biggest taker they run. And this is where they also start to get greedy. 2 weeks after the casino move, Nabi is in communication.
So you mean to tell me that after you get $1 million, y'all still trying to go again? Bro, come on now, dog.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Y'all get $1 million and y'all still trying to go. My nigga, what? Y'all should know that probably by now we're probably on fire. We're probably hot as fish grease.
With his girlfriend's son, who was 17 years old at the time, about different casings. He spoke about Clark and Alondra, a Loomis armor vehicle, and just like his communications with Lil Calvin, he's also talking about guns. And this was the Chesapeake Bandits starting to gear up for their next move. A month later, September 15, 2022, a Brinks armored truck at PLS check cashers right outside the West Boulevards off La Brea and Jefferson. At 12:20 in the afternoon, a Brinks truck worker by the name of Reginald.
Boy, it's gonna get
good.
This is gonna get good. It ain't even got good yet.
To the PLS check cashers. Reginald exits the vehicle. In hand, he has the Brinks bag with money in it, about to walk inside. This is when he sees a gray Ford Explorer, black trim, no license plates, parked in the parking lot. He then notices a green laser pointed right at his chest, and then he feels a gun pressed up against his shoulder. Like clockwork, 3 suspects with zip ties in hand, matching the same descriptions as the past robberies. Strips Reginald of his gun and his keys. This is when Reginald states that he starts receiving confusing commands. One person is telling him to sit down, another's telling him to stand up, and somebody else saying to get on your knees. When they grab the keys, they try to get into the Brinks truck, but they're having problems. This is when one of the suspects ups a machine gun style weapon, and another suspect had to tell him to shoot Reginald 3 times since they were having trouble getting into the truck. Luckily for Reginald, they found their way into the truck, ransacked it, and all suspects jumped back into the Ford Explorer with $375,000 in straight cash.
God damn, bro, these niggas is running it the fuck up, bro. Like really loud, becoming a millionaire off robbing? God damn, nigga.
The crazy part, the same white Chevy Tahoe led the Ford Explorer to the scene with the GPS tracker still on. And it all...
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Also led a separate getaway vehicle away from the scene within 30 minutes of the robbery. Now, 2 hours after their third move, like clockwork, they're back on Chesapeake in the West Boulevards. But this time, the feds are staking them out. They watch Puda take out the trash. They see him jump in the Tahoe, stop to talk to a neighbor before driving off. And with this stakeout, the FBI has finally caught the Chesapeake Bandits in the act on their third robbery. Now, they don't strike immediately. You know how the feds move. Very slow. They got a lot of time, especially when you're playing with financial institutions.
Financial institutions. That's what they call that shit.
Just to make sure they're on the right people. September 30th, 2022, 2 weeks after the PLS check robbery on La Brea, the FBI informs LAPD and the LA...
Hey, here comes the good part, man. Y'all don't go nowhere, bro. This shit's finna get good. You know them laws cold in Cali, boy. They just stop niggas just to check shit, man. You know, when you gang affiliated, you got to do these things, so it just looks naturally to you. Now, if he would have figured that the laws was on him, that nigga would have probably been gone already. But what I think is crazy is these type of guys that do shit like this normally, they keep weapons. This nigga, he didn't have no weapons or no drugs on him.
Sheriffs, that they need to take a look at Nabi. LA Sheriff performed a routine traffic stop on Nabi and asked him to step out. Everything seems normal, but when they tell Nabi to turn around and lift his shirt up, a 5-point star tattoo is located on his lower back. The same tattoo seen all the way back on February 14th of that year, 2022, on the ATM camera when the robbers bent down to take the cash. They got a match.
I always admire tattoos, dude.
Let me see all your shit. What about your brother? Your brother banged too?
Well, all my family's from the...
Bro, I'm not even F on you. I'm just looking. It's not even a big thing. Let me see.
Look how them laws acting cool with that nigga. Look how he looking at the. Pay attention. See, the posture is everything. Pay attention to this officer, and the way he looking at the other officer and shit, man. Niggas don't be paying attention. Nigga, I be paying attention when I'm getting pulled over.
Your brother? It's my...
What else you have?
I'm home by.
God damn, bro.
I just told him I went to...
You been in prison? I was about to say you been in prison. No shit. What else? Come here. Let me see.
Let me see this shit.
Let me see.
Watch this. Watch what the law say.
Put none of this shit on paper.
dude, your SC fact? Yeah.
The law say, I promise I ain't putting nothing on paper. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit can get you in trouble. Watch this.
None of this shit going on paper. Roll, let me see. Take your shit off. Because I don't never see people from fucking BPS over here.
So he telling them, man, I ain't never seen nobody from BPS over here. So you know, you think these are like routine. You know, it's not nothing. He didn't think nothing of it because they're gang members and it's what they go to. Bro, I swear to God, my nigga, Mr. Goodfella, I had to take a shot for this shit right here, fool. Yeah.
God damn, bro.
Straight up.
Or pirate. Black piece on.
Back piece on side.
The pictures of Nabi's lower back are sent to the FBI, and they use feature recognition to match the surveillance camera image perfectly with Nabi's tattoo taken on his traffic stop. And on October 18, 2022, FBI, LAPD, Inglewood PD, and Hawthorne PD served a search warrant on Chesapeake Avenue, as well as Nabi's girlfriend's house where he was staying at. And this is when Nabi meets the federal agent that's been chasing him down. Special Agent Elizabeth Cardenas took it upon herself to meet with Nabi when they kicked his...
Now with the tattoo and that scorching evidence, right? You will be like, man, yeah, them niggas going to jail, right? Man, them laws pull a 42 fake out, nigga. They don't got enough evidence. They don't, bro. Them hoes would have caught you with some guns or something or a whole bunch of paper. Nigga, they'd have got you. They ain't get nothing, dog. They got them. They kind of figure it's them. Well, they got them cars and that surveillance shit, but this the FBI, though. This not the regular laws. They want to catch these guys red-handed, dog.
Dory, but she took it a step further. She got Nabi in the backseat of an unmarked vehicle and secretly recorded an interview between them.
Listen to this.
Okay, so, I don't really want to BS you about why we're here.
She's so nice and sweet.
What if your small business?
Hey, this the first officer so nice and sweet. Hey, she's so sweet. I would have been scared, knew something was gonna happen. Watch this.
Like I told you before, we're not only talking to you, we're talking to some of your family, at a couple other places. So I know, like, if your family's involved,
look,
you know, I know how that is.
Look.
I want you to know that we're here because we had to take a lot of steps to make sure we were sure that we're at the right place, talking to the right people. So
Come on now, dog.
before I kind of ask you any questions, I
Come
just
on,
want you to
man.
have in mind that for a Fed investigation, we have to be very thorough.
We have to know.
You know, and I wouldn't feel comfortable coming here and doing all that if I didn't feel sure that I was at the right place.
Oh.
So, we do have enough surveillance footage, cell records, surveillance efforts.
She's so nice and sweet, right? She's not aggressive or nothing.
Today, you're not under arrest.
So what is all this? So hold on, wait, whoa. You said what, ma'am? You said, so today, you just told me you had surveillance footage in this, and you said that I'm not being arrested. So what is that? Man, y'all better get the fuck out of my house.
You, not because we're not sure, but because on the Fed side, they make us kind of go through some steps.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. There's some people that are robbing armored cars.
Of course.
That are coming out guns a-blazing.
Oh,
Guns blazing.
Right?
I know. Yeah.
I don't think that's you.
Fuck.
I don't think that's you.
No.
I see that and I'm like,
No.
that is the most reckless,
Yeah, very
young.
Hey, wait, I don't see that in you. Not the guy with all the tattoos.
Very
inexperienced thing.
Very.
Not you.
Very.
Especially
No.
to get no money sometimes.
But
Them
Chesapeake
laws
Avenue
sneaky,
gave them
dog.
everything they could ask for. A surveillance camera system that watched everything over the past year. And James Davis Sr., Puda's father, Nabi's stepfather, provided the FBI with the passwords to the camera. Now, the DVR system consisted of several cameras located at the Chesapeake property. The only caveat was that it didn't go back past March of 2022.
That's the catch.
So they didn't get the Westcom robbery, but they flicked it straight to June 8, 2022, the Bank of America robbery on Crenshaw and 116th. The night before the robbery, at 11 p.m., the silver Chevy Equinox that was used at the robbery makes an appearance in the West Boulevards. It slows down in front of the house, and 5 minutes later, Puda emerges and is seen speaking with two unidentified males. One of them wearing a security guard uniform. The other unidentified male was wearing some Jordans, resembling those worn by suspect 2 in the Bank of America robbery. At 11:59 p.m., the white Chevy Tahoe makes an appearance, and it drives off Chesapeake, followed by the Equinox. On the day of the Bank of America robbery, at 2:45 p.m., a few hours after it occurred, Puda pulls up in the white Tahoe, and he's wearing different shoes than the ones he left wearing, and now he's carrying a white plastic grocery bag. He goes to the backyard, placed the bag under a table, then he came back later and placed it carefully in the trash can. They popped the camera onto the PLS robbery at Lorraine and Jefferson. September 14, 2022, 12:59 p.m. Puda again pulls up in the Tahoe. And later that night, the gray Ford Explorer, the vehicle that they jumped out of when they pointed that green laser. And on the day of the robbery, about 25 minutes before it occurred, September 15, 2022, surveillance camera again shows Puda. And it also shows Navi wearing black sweatpants and the same shoes worn by suspect 2 in the robbery. Now on this day, they see Navi pull up in a white Honda Accord, resembling the same vehicle used in the Westcom robbery back in February of 2022. And 15 minutes before the robbery, it shows the Westcom Honda, the gray Ford Explorer, and the Chevy Tahoe spinning off Chesapeake Avenue.
Them niggas didn't even have a low-key spot to get ready. You know, you're supposed to have a spot where you can get ready at. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even have a spot where they could get ready at, bro. That's sick. All that money? Y'all didn't have a spot to get ready at, like where y'all could hide the cars, the stolen cars in the garage, and then we just get out. See, and then the Tahoe, I get it. You supposed to ditch the stolen car and then get in a good car. But why was y'all using the same car over and over again to get away? We're going to call it the getaway, the second getaway car, or whatever you call it. Dog, y'all niggas was... Dog, there's no way, bro. There's no way, bro. Bro, y'all had too much money not to have shit in order the right way.
Which was 0.7 miles away from the target location. But even with all this footage, the Chesapeake Bandits weren't done. Now, even though the DVR did not contain any evidence of this crew being on Chesapeake at the time of the Westcom robbery, Special Agent Cardenas still pressed Nabi in the backseat of that car.
Yeah.
She boxed him in with irrefutable evidence that him and his people was behind that robbery.
So I want to talk to you.
Here we go, y'all.
About the February 14th Valentine's Day robbery. Yeah. So we have you and your brother on video about 3 weeks prior.
Okay.
You're taking pictures of the driver the same exact time that the robbery happens on the 14th. And the way you're talking to me about what happened with that other robbery, I'm like, damn, because I could see this happening again, and I'll show you why. That's your text. The surveillance video from the February 14th robbery. I'll show you the picture.
Ooh, this one hurt. She was nice at first. Now she seems like a bitch.
Like I said, I'm not going to BS you and tell you things I have, but I don't have it. This is you and your half brother, James.
Damn, that's gotta hurt, dog, right there, dog.
You made your first million. What is this for?
That's when your whole life flashed across your face.
He goes by something else. So, we're talking to him right now. We're talking to your dad. We're talking to your other brother.
3 months after the Chesapeake house is raided, we right outside the West Boulevards again, in the Biddy Stones, off Crenshaw and Obama. At 7:15 in the morning, a Brinks armored truck is doing its rounds. This is 1.5
No,
miles
man,
away
what it do,
from
boy?
the Bank of America and PLS check cashers. Everything is close by. When the Brinks truck employee arrives, an individual known in the paperwork as FV, he says when he jumped out, he saw a black sedan, which turned out to be a black Kia K5.
Yeah.
2 men jump out of the Kia holding guns. They order FB to the ground and tell him to lay down face down. Like clockwork, they remove his pistol from his holster and they take his keys and his money bag. Surveillance video from inside of the Brinks truck showed the suspect grabbing money out of the truck with what the feds say was a similar build to the individual that went inside the Brinks truck at PLS back in September of 2022. After getting out the Brinks truck, both the suspects jumped back into the Kia K5 with the driver waiting. An undisclosed amount of money was taken on this robbery on January 9th of 2023. And the Chesapeake Bandits thought they were smarter than the police after already being caught for the third robbery. The feds pulled the plug after this last one.
They're like, nah,
In a little bit over a month, they bust back into Chesapeake and again collect more surveillance footage. And this time on February 21st, 2023, Denavis Hobson, also known as Nobby, from BPS, is taken down by the feds. Now the feds went on ahead and cut the surveillance camera on to this 99-cent store robbery. Yet again, it showed the white Tahoe with the Kia K5. Later in the evening after the robbery, a large male whose build is consistent with Puda's is seen getting out of the Kia. They also see the Ford Explorer making another appearance, the same one used at the La Brea robbery. And the feds got 2 out of 5 members of the Chesapeake Bandits all the way sold up. Now, when they went to take Puda down, they caught him in traffic and pulled up to the side of the car. Puda rolled the window down, started talking shit, and ended up doing the dash on the feds. They ended up putting up a $25,000 reward, and when they sniffed him out, they put together a tactical operation plan. They laid out the floor plan where they believed him to be at. They also mapped out the closest hospital just in case they had to fire him up. He was dumped off by the Ontario Mills Mall. And the team of FBI, gang unit, and Metro LAPD took Puda down without incident on March 8th of 2023. But what the feds didn't know is that the remaining members of the Chesapeake Bandits, JD, Zeph, and D. Isaac, were still looking to run that bag up. But 3 weeks after Puda goes down, March 23rd, 2023, the feds get a phone call.
Bro, you gotta be kidding me, fool. You gotta be kidding me, dog. I mean, I get it, get the money, but that's what it's about. If you in it, you in it. But damn, this is, y'all getting gritty, bro. We done watched these niggas commit like about 6 or 7 robberies, right, y'all? 6 or 7 robberies, bro, these niggas commit. And one of the robberies been a meal, nigga. It's only 4 of them niggas. Well, it's different players, different times. But they ain't splitting it out between everybody if they ain't put in no work, man. Listen, man, there's 4 of them, man. One of them robberies was $1 million. One of them was $300,000, nigga. The first 2 was $100,000. Nigga, $100,000, $94,000 or something, 97 something. My nigga, god damn.
Call. And it's what's referred to as a tipster. But we gonna keep it clean. This was a confidential witness with the initials of J.A., somebody who was very close to the West Boulevards and still has not been uncovered. J.A. stated that he wanted to talk to the FBI. He stated that he recognized Puda's mannerisms based on news coverage.
That's crazy.
And he said Puda is the one that's been hitting the ATMs. Now, J.A. never mentioned Nabi's name, even though him and Puda are brothers. But he said he also recognized other mannerisms of other individuals, alluding to Zeph Rocco and J.D. And he said those members have also participated in these armored truck robberies. The confidential witness also told the FBI that Puda was a part of a criminal group who would meet daily on Chesapeake Avenue. And he recounted one time where the group had hit an ATM and somebody was complaining about only getting $5K. So this is somebody who was very close to not only the West Boulevard on Chesapeake, but also very close to the Chesapeake Bandits as a robbery crew. This is somebody that was probably participating, and he was probably the individual that was mad about having a shortcut, and now he's on the Fed's line. Again, this man has the initials of J.A., and at the time that he called the FBI, he had previous arrests for theft and inappropriate crimes against a child. This is a bad dude. But again, with Puda and Nabi out of the picture in February and in March of 2023, it's time for the back-end players to step up. On the morning of June 10th, 2023, 3 months after the top 2 members go down, a Brinks armored truck is pulling up on Florence and Crenshaw at the 7-Eleven. It's broad daylight, a busy intersection, and as the Brinks guard is coming out of the business, an older model Lexus SUV pulls up with J.D. Young jumping out the passenger seat in a white painter suit holding an assault rifle. D. Isaac Jones and Zev Rocco are also in attendance. They jump out on this Brinks truck, and it takes them less than 20 seconds to get what they came over here for. They pushed the driver to the ground, took the bag of cash. JD kept the rifle pointed while saying, "Let's go," and hurry up. The Lexus, which was registered to an Arkansas business, was found abandoned in a nearby alley. But the remaining crew members only got away with $15,000 on this move.
Hey,
so with the pressure building up, they know that the feds are closing in. 17 days later, June 27, 2023, JD, Zev, and D. Isaac strike again. This time, they went all the way to Reseda, to a Taco Bell off Reseda Boulevard. The stolen vehicle of choice this time was a Toyota CHR, but it had West Boulevard written all over it. It was stolen just hours before in the West Adams neighborhood. Now, during this 17-day stint, where the remaining bandits pulled off 2 robberies, J.D. Young had been pulled over, and he was arrested on suspicion of possessing a gun as a felon. Inside his truck, police found more than $10,000 in cash, and what they call similar to the manner in which Brinks bundles their money. JD told the officers he'd recently bought the truck and moved into a new apartment in Windsor Hills. But JD was already familiar to the feds. When they combed through Nabi and Puda's phones, they found that they were communicating with JD during the previous robberies. And when detectives got JD's phone, the warrant showed that he was near the 7-Eleven off Crenshaw and Florence, and in the area of the Taco Bell, just a week after the robbery on Crenshaw and Florence, casing the Taco Bell before the heist.
Cash get behind me. 200 on the dash, do you think they can catch me? Hell nah. If they can't catch me, no, they can't find me. I am so icy. Posting that.
It's crazy because the nigga that's cutting his hair was in on one of the robberies too. That's crazy, dog. These niggas. These niggas want to rob banks and beat. Bro, you supposed to rob the banks and stay off the scene, not rob the banks and get in the limelight.
Now, while the police are gathering information, trying to stick JD all the way into the feds would not be included, a final robbery that was linked to the Chesapeake Bandits took place on October 16th. Another Brinks driver, another ATM in South LA. And with that going down, detectives geared up to take down JD Young. But before they could get to him, somebody else did. On December 20th, 2023, 4 o'clock in the morning, JD is laying on his side on Fairfax Avenue with a bullet to the head.
What?
Fairfax wasn't the crime scene. They figured out that JD was killed at another location, and he was dumped on the side of the road at the end of the Chesapeake Bandit run. Now, if you ask me, this is not a coincidence.
That nigga got backed
months
up.
before this, JD is arrested. The police go through his phone. He's in contact with people that are sitting in the feds. A lot of money is on the table, and JD ends up dead. Now, it's not abundantly clear if the back door was all the way open.
Man, that was
everything indicates to it being that way. But we gotta remember, the West Boulevards are still in some beef. But either way, how the feds see it, now that he was out the way, it was time to take down the next member of the Chesapeake Bandits. When they continued to look through JD's phone, they found communications between him and Zev Rocco. These specific communications were during the 7-Eleven robbery on Florence and Crenshaw and the Taco Bell robbery on Reseda Boulevard. When they took a closer look into Zev, his iCloud account depicted photographs of guns resembling those.
Build apps that scale.
Hold on, I can't show you that.
Base 44. Dropped it. Foundation set. Structure's good.
Those used in the robberies. Zev also shared a picture of him having a large amount of money on the same day as the Taco Bell robbery. And with Zev being suspected of being involved in multiple robberies, at 3:30 a.m., March 21st, 2024, LAPD robbery homicide and SWAT are outside of Zev's apartment in Reseda. They noted that Zev was armed and dangerous, He's been seen with AR-15 style rifles with enhanced optics, high-capacity magazines, and armor-piercing ammunition, so they took no chances with Zeph. After pulling up the Bearcat, they used the bullhorn to call Zeph at 4:47 in the morning. He's in apartment 308, and they're at the door knocking on him. Zeph didn't answer, and the police called his phone 17 times. When he answered, he still sounded asleep. The police identified themselves and told him to come out and surrender. He hung up. This is when SWAT put the drone in the air, as Zeph was on the 3rd floor to try to get a better look inside his unit. And this is when Zeph Rocco climbed onto the roof, grabbed the police drone, and threw it off the roof before returning.
My nigga, get the fuck out of here. This nigga is gangster as fuck. Man, I might need to send that nigga a JPEG, fool. Fuck 12. That nigga grabbed it out and chucked that hoe. Bitch, get this bitch ass shit away from me, dog. That's gangster, dog. I'm sorry, dog. These niggas is crazy.
Back to his apartment. California. After a 2-hour standoff, 5:10 a.m., Zeph Rocco climbs over the 3rd-story balcony, armed with an assault rifle, and he jumps off. He took a 35-foot dive, and after hitting the ground, he lost control of the rifle. As officer body cam depicts, Zeph begins reaching to the rifle, attempting to manipulate it and fire on the officers. And as he rose to his knees, the police put a bullet in Zeph Rocco's head, killing him. After a 2-hour standoff, the 4th member wrapped up in the Chesapeake Bandits robbery crew.
Hey, he's climbing down. He's climbing down. Hey, get back inside. Get back inside. He's got a gun. Don't reach for it. Don't reach for it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop reaching for it.
Once them 5.56s be coming.
Stop reaching for
Hey,
it.
them
Don't move.
5.56s.
Now, when they reached Zeph, they still handcuffed him, shipped him off in the ambulance, and when they searched his house, they found a modified AR-15, amongst other weapons, similar to the ones used in the robberies. Now, still sitting in the feds, Puda and Nabi are now moved through the legal system. While Nabi is in custody, he's caught on the jail phone. He's talking to an unidentified man, and he spoke about how there was another robbery that they didn't get charged for. The $1 million robbery at Hustler's Casino. Over the federal line, Nabi took responsibility for that robbery. He said that was the Chesapeake Bandits on the play. Now, 3 months after Zeph took a bullet to the head, Rose called it quits. He takes a plea deal. He took responsibility as being the lookout for the Westcom robbery. Mind you, if it wasn't for that robbery, they may have never ended up in this situation, sitting in the feds in the first place. That initial encounter,
That whole ass
the
robbery.
bank, wrapped them up beyond a reasonable doubt.
The first robbery that they committed, fool. The first robbery is the one that got them caught out of all that money, man. The first robbery. Y'all remember this the first one, man. Damn, boy.
Now, with confidential witnesses making statements on Puda, he had nowhere to turn. He tried to use the caveat that we spoke about earlier in the video. The fact that some of the money, technically, didn't belong to a federal institution. By winning that argument, that would decrease Puda's points in his federal sentencing guidelines. But it didn't seem to work. On June 7, 2024, James Davis Jr., also known as Puda, received a 166-month sentence and $166,000 in restitution for the robberies committed in the city of LA. But his brother wasn't happy. He was caught on the phone speaking to their cousin in what the feds say was a scare tactic, trying not to get Puda to take a deal because he wanted to take the trial. Puda's admission of guilt would paint Nabi in a specific light that would be unfavorable.
And this is what I'm telling y'all about the Lil Durk trial. This is what I'm telling you. What's so hard about the Lil Durk trial is once your people around you say they guilty and they saying you were with them, man, it just look bad on you. You know what I'm saying? It just look bad on you, man. I done been in these type of situations. This shit look bad on you.
For a jury. But nonetheless, he still showed up for a jury trial November 2024. Now, besides the casing, the straw that broke the camel's back in this whole situation was Nabi's back tattoo.
Goddamn tattoo on
That's
his
what the
back.
prosecution hung their hat on. Nabi was a member of BPS. He has a 5-point star. But a familiar name was called by the defense to help Nabi, Alex Alonso from Street TV. Alex was called as an expert gang witness to prove the defense's allegation that the United States government had tunnel vision when focusing on Nabi and not taking into account that other members of BPS and Hoover and other hoods throughout LA would also don the same star tattoo.
That's true.
His secondary defense was to throw his brother under the bus. His lawyer claimed that he was just a passenger when they cased Westcom at the beginning of this investigation. His lawyer stated that it was Puda's idea to case the bank. Nabi was just along for the ride. And the Chesapeake Bandits did a good job with turning their cell phones off before the move.
Yeah.
So think of it as like
see, they did. As they got to learn and they got to getting good at, but that first robbery is where they fumbled.
The only time the cell phones were on was when they were pulled over for the casing. But the feds pulled in a cellular analyst, and he spoke about what's called a timing advance. That's how the cell tower calculates the distance the phone is from.
Man, you see this shit right here, boy? Boy, this some scary shit right here. I never, ever in my life ever seen. I heard about it, but I never seen it. Like, boy, that's paper. Boy, that's in the paperwork, nigga. They gotta have one of these in the Mo 3 case too, fool. They got to have one of these, but they only gonna use that shit on probably Keywan White and Devin Brown. Watch.
From that specific tower. And this is how they still
look at this shit, y'all. Bro, it's got the times, like, and then it's got it's got them hoes pinging how far you is. This how they can tell how far you is from it, man. This shit crazy, bro.
Link individuals to a crime once their phone is turned back on after the crime takes place. And this is how they prove Nabi's location, being at the scene of the robbery. None of his defenses worked, and Nabi was found guilty in his jury trial November 19, 2024. Now, with him already being on parole at this time, this wasn't a good look. He tried to blame it on cocaine being in the system when he was born, his mother being a drug addict, and child services removing him and Dennis from the home when he was 10 years old. But it all fell on deaf ears. This year, May 29, 2026, Nabi was sentenced to 308 months in federal prison. Since he was 15, he's only seen 3 years of the outside world. And with this sentence, he'll more than likely never see it again. Now, when it comes to the last player, the barber, D. Isaac Jones, he was arrested October 27, 2025. But his problems came when his DNA was found in the getaway vehicle used on the robberies with Zeph and JD. Now, he seemingly dodged the feds. This was a state case. But this year, June 29, 2026, the same day Nabi was sentenced, he was sent to a level 4 state prison, convicted on his charges of robbery as the last member of the Chesapeake Bandits. Now, as you see, a lot of mistakes were made, but this was some high-level shit. 3 out of 5 of these dudes previously were sitting down for extended periods of time to perfect their craft. And if what Nabi was saying was true, and that they were on the Hustler Casino robbery, they struck for $1.5 million in straight cash. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for the rest of the series. This is How to Rob.
Straight cash, nigga. Straight cash, bro. Straight cash, bro. Straight cash, guys. What y'all think about that shit, dog? Hey, them niggas was going for the gusto. They was going for the gusto. That's what we call it where we from. Going for the gusto. Oh boy. But 300 months, boy, that's a lot of time. Oh, hold on real fast. They only gave him 25 years for Man, them niggas. But they ain't never they ain't never unalive nobody. Shit, they ain't unalive nobody. Hey, that's crazy, boy. Well, that's some crazy shit right there. That's some crazy shit, man. I don't know what to say, man, but I'm out of here, man. I got other shit to take care of. I'm finna go to the mall. I'm out of here, dog. Like, that shit is sick. Sick, man. Them niggas was getting it, fool. I can't lie, dog. Like, that's how them niggas be having them rollies and shit, nigga.
Robbed by the best.
All right, folks, let's introduce our panel on this Tuesday.
Where the fuck is that at? I don't know where that's coming from. What the fuck? That's what it was. I'm gone, man, after this, dog.
Ain't no pack down the killers that I came with. Freak bitch and her little sister on the same shit. Do your thing on the gang, bitch. Blue rag around a 30 when I bounce out. Don't we all just hate a bitch that got a loud mouth? In a cover summer up and clear the crowd out. Nowadays these niggas kissing ass just for a shout out. Do your dance in this bitch, throw your gang up. Quiet nigga get aggressive, I don't say much. Block the bitch until I peep she got her paper. Nigga try to keep up with the kid and then went bankrupt. Right leg, left leg, get your walk on. Gonna be cracking with the ops until they all gone. Free the gang and I'ma scream it till my dog's home. Thick bitch know how to fuck it up and she on all fours. Big chop in the duffel, I'm a flight risk. Main bitch just got beat up on my side bitch. She ain't got no home training when she ride dick. Gen 5 keep it on my person like a sidekick.
Whoa, niggas know who I hang with. Aw, damn, Jizzle on the same shit. Whoa, and this bitch gang thick. Real blood, I ain't never bang crib. Tried to play with my gangster, but it ain't stick. I don't know what you niggas thought, but it ain't it. Niggas online speaking way slick. Fuck a stream, make a nigga twitch when that K hit. Hey, fuck it up, do the blood walk. Big team, oops, my bad, that's how the bloods talk. Tell on who, knock it the fuck off. Do a crime and do the time with the bloods talk. Yeah, burnt out literally with a whole lot of artillery. The ops ain't getting rid of me. This new shit I'm trying to fuck, but I don't know if she feeling me. Anything's possible off Hennessy.
Right leg, left leg, get your walk on. Gonna be cracking with the ops until they all gone. Free the gang and I'ma scream it till my dog's home. Thick bitch know how to fuck it up and she on all fours. Big chop in the duffel, I'm a flight bitch. Main bitch just got beat up on my side bitch. She ain't got no home training when she ride dick. Gen 5 keep it on my person like a sidekick.
Hold up, where my bitch at? Come fuck a rich nigga with a six-pack.
Murder gang, spin first, won't spin back. I'm the nigga brought the Drakey to the kickback.
Goddamn Gotti, why you did that? See that bitch right there, I'm tryna hit that.
Fuck a bitch, do my Dougie with a big strap. I'm the type to get it crackin' where your kids at.
Fuck it, if Gotti trippin', I'm trippin'. I'm in this bitch with the smithy when I'm top with the clipping. Yeah. I'm from Pyro, but he cricket. Trigger figure itching, we ain't tolerating no distance. Yeah,
Would've tried to keep it player, but it's too late. Spot a op and I got blower, I don't shoot phase. Niggas out they rabbit ass mind like a toupee. I'm from the blue bricks, baby, where we shoot K's.
I'm from Top Gang, bitch, and my shoes laced. Went on a few missions, caught a few phase. Squabble up, bitch, I think I'm Luke Cage. Got rich and tried to change, it was too late. I wear a Glock like it's fashion, got 3 chops in the mansion. My kids know they daddy is active. Enemy gon' bash it. They don't want beef, they fasting. I had ops with a passion.